Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. That's right. Woof indeed. Farlands or Bust. Excuse me. Whoop, I said excuse me, Wolfie. Farlands or Bust. Farlands or Bust. Farlands or Bust is what the name of this series is. Ooh, a lot of creepers over there, or bust as well. But let's secure the previous episode's hidey hole, as we do, to protect ourselves from those creepers. And continue west to those far lands here in episode 300. I'm sorry, I was way off. Episode 531. Episode 531 of the series. On today, a Thursday, November 19th, 2015. Indeed, and I have some problems making forward progress here. We've got some boats. Let's, once and for all, break this axe that is on its last legs, on its last axe, and get some much-needed supplies while we're at it. Perfect! Right there at the end of the tree. That axe was meant to be just at that. And perfect! Everything so far is perfect, Eva. I mean, oh no. This is where the problems begin with owning a dog in real life and confusing it for your dog in a digital video game. I meant Wolfie. Your name is Wolfie. Oh man, good times. Shh, everything is perfect. You didn't hear that. I just messed that up completely. Wow. Oh, man, I'm terrible. But anyway, what's not terrible is that we're still raising money for Child's Play charity. Getting toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world is what Child's Play charity does, and we've been supporting them since June 2011. And now, this season, we're trying to raise $60,000 for Season 6, and right now we're up to $9,387.11. raised, and you can keep doing that. You can keep raising money, donating at farlandsorbust.com. Look at that tree. That is a tall tree. I mean, I've seen trees like this that have bigness, but it has bigness, the property of being big. But like the main trunk is a little bit taller than normal. That tree's got its own island and everything. 'Tis a happy little tree, but yeah, farlandsorbust.com. ChildsPlayCharity.org is where you can learn more specifically about Child's Play Charity. The Child's Play Charity. And learn more about what they do and what they've been doing and what they're planning on doing. Bunch of good people over there running things, getting over 95% of their funds go directly towards the charity work that they do. They have a low administrative overhead, or whatever they call it. But yeah, good times indeed. Good times indeed. I've got to tell you something. It's a little bit personal. No, it's it's a little bit possibly gross. I've got a. You ever get a pimple? You ever get a pimple? You ever get a pimple on your earlobe, specifically the lobe part? That's called the lobe, right? The little dangly bit that's on the bottom, the lowest, the southernmost region of your ear part, like on the actual lobe. And now with the headphones on, it is causing a little bit of discomfort. That's not cool. and perhaps you've never experienced such a thing. I do not wish it upon you. The weird locations of the pimples seem to become more frequent as one ages. I mean, normally through the adolescent and teenage years, it's all about the face. The acne and the whatnot, which I very, very much experienced growing up, in addition to the normal voice change awkwardness and braces having awkwardness that I was subjected to. I was also subjected to the acne having awkwardness, so I was just firing on all cylinders when I was growing up. But as you grow older, they tend to migrate to other areas, strange and unusual, like your frickin' earlobe for some reason, amongst other places. But I'll spare you the details about that. I just felt like mentioning that, if I could break down this fourth wall that never existed on this series. A little bit. It's like when I first put on the headphones, it was like, hey, ow, hey. Speaking of hey, Wolfie's gonna mess you up, son. Get screwed. Oh, there's more. Oh, Wolfie, get out of the way. All right. I don't know why I just sat down Wolfie there. Shovel. All right. Let's deal with this situation in a way that does not put Wolfie in greater harm. All right. Where is this? Where are you at? Whoa! Whoa! Rapid fire. Woo! Nice little lob shot there. Ah, you're dead. You're dead. That scared and frightened me. He's like, oh, you think that pimple hurts? How about an arrow in your earlobe? All right, Wolfie, have a seat here. We're going to investigate. We were attacked! This was premeditated. Oh, I thought maybe there'd be a spawner or something. I am disappointed. These are just some random ornery skeletons that just happen to be here. I will take their residue and continue on, I guess. Oop, can I pick up my arrow that I missed? I certainly can. Oop, how about another one? I'm a terrible shot. Wolfie's having problems. But, there we go. Alright, am I going west? I'm going west. Watch your step, though. But, what was I talking about? I think I might have summed up the talk. The pimple talk. The acne talk. Indeed. What else has been going on lately? I tried a very brief... I didn't upload anything to YouTube at the time, but I tried very late in the day a very brief Twitch live stream yesterday. I'm feeling better today. That's right, I can update you on the cold situation. I'm feeling better. Felt better in the morning than other mornings. I still had quite a bit of stuffiness. Not as much coughing last night. So I got a little bit more sleep than I had been. So I'm feeling better. I don't want to, again, I don't want to jinx myself. I'm feeling like we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here for the cold stuff, because I'm really looking forward to getting back to recording stuff. I can really tell in the Rocket League episodes that I recorded with Lofty, and then we also did some 3v3 stuff with Lofty in Asia. I can really tell, for whatever reason, in those videos I seem extra stuffy. I don't know what it is about that. Maybe it's because it's after I took Eva for a little bit of a walk yesterday to get her out and about. She's getting quite antsy and perturbed at the lack of exercise I'm providing. Yeah, I was just like, oh god, I seem really stuffy. Same with my Forza videos too. I recorded that a couple days ago. But hopefully sounding better, incremental increases in health, and we'll be all right. Which is good, because the health insurance company I chose is going out of business. So, yay! Everything is working as intended, I think. Do I need wool? I could use a little bit of wool. I just see a bunch of sheep. Whoop! I need my sword still, actually. So let's grab some wool to go with all that wood we collected. Although the gurgle in my throat isn't helping with the voice situation. Indeed. So yeah, hopefully that's getting back up and running. But yeah, I did a little bit of streaming. I just streamed some Rocket League. Tried out the modified ones. I didn't record it. I just streamed it. So I don't know that footage is ever going to go up online. It was just like a... Let's just try. I miss live streaming. I missed a week already. And I just wanted to try, so I think I just streamed for like an hour or so. So if you missed it, you didn't miss much. But if you don't want to miss it, you gotta sign up for Twitch and sign up for the alerts and subscribe or follow or whatever they call it to my Twitch channel, or follow me on Twitter is where I most likely will just do a quick update. I'm streaming now, sort of thing. So, gosh, I really want to get started. I also want to get building of this computer. Now here's the thing. I know people have asked for, like, oh, you should make a video of you building your computer, but I'm getting all the parts in just piecemealed here. Like, I just got the, like I mentioned in the last episode, the first thing I got was the motherboard, which I probably should have waited, but I got the motherboard, and I got the power supply. I could probably just start putting that stuff in the case. I mean, but previously you really weren't able to install the motherboard until you installed the CPU and CPU cooler, because most cases didn't have a space behind where you could put, like, the back plate for your CPU cooler or whatever. but now they all do. So I feel like I could probably just mount that thing, right? And then I can mount the power supply, and then I can start deciding what cables I need, and I got a couple hard drives I can put in there, and like I could probably start doing that. It's obviously means that I'm not going to be doing it all at once in a video, but it means it's like less of a catastrophic, you know, take up an entire day situation when I do finally get all the final pieces, because that's really all I need left is like the CPU, and then I'm pretty much ready to run, and I just have to decide if I want to stick with the 970 or splurge on a 980 Ti or whatever for the graphics card, but otherwise it's just going to be a dedicated recording computer, so I don't got to worry too much about software other than games and DxTory or whatever. But anyway, I digress. So let's regress and go to sleep. Does that make any sense? No. And continue in the morning. Ah, skeletons! Yep, I do feel like I am getting better because the snoring is not as great as it has been. Am I missing this guy, or is he just not taking any damage? Why will you not accept my arrows? Yeah, I just totally whiffed right over his head, didn't I? Gotta get these back. Yoink. It seemed like they were going right into him, but I guess not. So yeah, anyway, I do have some... That's not just going to be a random... Kurt J. Mac doesn't know what to talk about, so he just rambles on about strange skin conditions. But we do have some questions here. To be honest, kind of running out of questions here. I've got 5 on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, five donations with questions on the list here. So, like I said, when you do donate to Child's Play charity at farlandsorbust.com, there is a little comment box that in the comment you can ask a question or a topic or an opinion or something funny or whatever in that comment that I will talk about in a future episode of Farlands or Bust. And all donations come in by default anonymously, so if you do want your name associated with it, make sure to leave that in the comment box as well. Such as Joe from London did that, and now we know that his name is Joe and he's from London. But with his donation, he asks, congratulations on your live UHC win on the marathon. How does it feel getting so much attention all at once? Yeah, that was a little bit stressful. Specifically live, to be in the end there and having everybody crowding around me. I didn't realize at the time that they had a camera on me as well. I didn't know what the production was all about with the UHC. So then there's all the screenshots. I was happy. I was very happy and excited. And there's a bunch of screenshots of very happy and excited Kurt J. Mac with his super happy squinty face smile. And like that, I'm like, oh, I wish I had reacted differently suddenly. But yeah, that was cool. That worked out all right. And I'm glad that we did also get to do the second UHC, because I do feel bad that Zisto didn't have like a full time that first time, because we killed him right away. Spoiler alert! So he got to turn around and do the things he wanted to do in the second UHC, which I think worked out even better. But do we need... I have no coal. I have 0 coal on me. Let's get some coal. So yeah, that was alright. And again, I don't know if it fully... It doesn't really count as an actual UHC. But then again, what is an actual UHC anymore? If we win the time shot UHC, does that count? You know, if I do... I've been playing every now and again these UHCs, say on the Play Minecraft server or on other multiplayer servers, speed UHCs and other... multiples of different types of UHCs. Do those count? So it's kind of, you know, certainly an official Mindcrack standard-ish. And even all the Mindcrack UHCs aren't standard anymore, are they? We always try to think of some certain twist. I think it stands from the first UHC, the PvP UHC, Season 3, that we got to the end with Good. And even Good has conceded that it could have gone either way. We both ended up with half a heart at the end there. I think that is the true measure of UHC greatness. Everything since then has since just been a shadow of that greatness, or something like those words that just came out of my mouth, maybe. But yeah. So who knows? But yeah, that was fun. That was exciting. That was good times we had all around. Of course, at that time, I was already starting to feel my mind wasn't completely there, as I was starting to feel the creeping onsness of the sickness, the great Mindcrack Marathon sickness of 2015, as I'm calling it. That we are now hopefully just starting to defeat. Be defeated! I will smote you, your ruin upon the mountain, or whatever Gandalf says of the Balrog. That's a good analogy, though. The cold is the Balrog. So yeah, that's how that felt all at once. Joe from London also asking, as you and Cone Dodger are playing Formula 1 with a wow, well, there's that full 2 hearts. I guess I can eat. Oh god, I thought that was a creeper. That was actually just some leaves. A little bit of a difference. I saw out of the corner of my eye some leaves. All right, let's give this to Wolfie. I think he got that. Yeah, I didn't get any health back. And then, we can... Next time we place down a workbench, we'll make some bread and eat it. You're playing Formula 1, and the 2015 season is coming to a close. If you had the opportunity to go to any track on the calendar, which one would it be and why? Well, convenience-wise, of course, who knows if it's going to still happen, wise, is the U.S., the Texas, where is that out of? Austin? Grand Prix, but that's, like, up in question because they, like, went bankrupt because of the big failure. It was, like, due to weather, too. It, like, wasn't their fault. Like, just because the weather was so crummy, they didn't get the attendance or make any of the money that they normally would, and the F1 people are now even considering not having a race there the next year, which is strange. But yeah, for convenience, that one. But I suppose just because I like the track so much, I would probably want to see Spa. Just set up, find a seat right there on the upside of Eau Rouge or whatever, and that would be kind of neat. I don't know, like, where's that? No, that's not Spain. Is that Spain or is that France? That's France. Is that not France? That's France. It's got to be France. Why is the world not generating beyond this landscape here? Or is it... Oh, it's just below. All right, we're on some sort of a plateau here that I didn't realize. Yeah, probably Spa. Not really interested in Monaco or at all. The scenery, the location there, even though it is probably one of the more popular of the destination F1 races. So yeah, let's go with Spa. Spa. Let's just say that out of sheer, I suppose, sentimentality. Canada. I race good at Canada. In case you're wondering, it's maybe the Canadian Grand Prix. I don't know. Yeah, I really have no, since I'm not that much into F1. Cone Dodger obviously is. Like, I don't know, like, if you ask me, I always have to look up the name of the tracks when I'm uploading videos for the titles, because I don't know the season, I don't know all the tracks or anything like that. So it's really of no, I suppose just to see a race maybe would be interesting. But then again, I do wonder how interesting would it be, because, like, with the F1 courses, you're kind of just, specifically if you have, like, a seat in the grandstands, you're just watching one turn. You can't see the whole picture. It almost seems like it's better to watch on TV because you can see the whole picture and follow along. But who knows? Who knows? This one from Mary Catherine. Whoa, watch your step. Mary Catherine, have you heard stories from viewers of them having kids and watching Far Lines of Us, I'm assuming, with their kids? It's totally possible at this point, you know. Oh, I think I now know the question. Also, would that be weird to you? Okay, at first I was just thinking, do you know of kids who watch with their parents? And yeah, there's been a couple instances. I think even in the previous episode, I removed the question, but there were 3 names. I think that was the dad and 2 sons who watch Farlands of Bust, who collectively asked me the question last episode. But I think what Mary Catherine is asking is, like, people have watched my videos, they've brought children into the world in the time being, like, and then now, since it's been almost 5 years, that kid now is old enough to start watching the videos. So in the time that I've been walking to the Farlands, life has been created, and now that life is aware and watching Farlands or Bust. I think that's the question you're specifically asking. I don't know if I'd find that weird. I mean, that's interesting, and obviously that would make me happy, because I've done something to keep the attention of that person to then continue watching Farlands or Busts or any of my series, and then to introduce such a thing to their children's. So that would be all right. But yeah, I've seen that instances of that with people and their kids watching. Early on, kind of the first instance I understood of it was there was somebody, I think it was on Reddit, had Six Alona do some fan art. Like, they commissioned fan art from Six Alona of Farlands or Bust, Kurt J. Mack, but for their daughter, who was like, I don't remember, like 6 or 7 or something like that. And then they posted pictures of her with the framed art, and like that was like kids of that age watch the show. That kind of was the first little bit of a, because it's weird, as myself, I've for the last 6 whatever years have been watching Let's Play videos and Minecraft videos, and I got into Minecraft. You kind of, like, I think, since I like it, then I am the demographic, so it must also be all people my age and of my, of my category, or, whatever. So you start to kind of lose the grander picture, even though your analytics are telling you that the majority of viewers are, say, 13 to 17 or 17 to 25 or whatever. So that was kind of like the first thing where I was like, oh, that was a little bit not bad. I mean, I appreciated it, and Six Alona for doing that commission work, and I hope they're still watching. I forgot her name already, but it was a little bit like, oh, okay, like that was like my first conscious thing, like, oh, maybe I should like start to maybe cater a little bit differently the content I make. I don't know that I made any specific changes, but hopefully whatever they were for the better as we go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. And indeedness. Are you doing all right? I think you need uno más. There we go. Let's continue on here. So yeah, thanks for that donation and the question. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard any specific accounts of people creating life and then introducing that life to Farlands or Bust because they were already fans. I haven't heard of any specific instances. Are you asking that because you have done such a thing? You have created life, spawned from nothingness. Like some sort of wizard. Oh man, that's how it works, right? I don't know, I guess so. I don't never... anyway. The next question here, a little bit of a simpler question from Fortain. Kurt, what's for dinner? It's a bit early, excuse me, to start planning dinner. I combine the words early and dinner. It's a bit early to start planning dinner. Last night I had some gluten-free spaghetti and gluten-free meatballs. Use some Italian ground sausage and mix it up with gluten-free breadcrumbs and garlic and some seasoning and onions, and what else do I put in there? That's pretty simple. Oh, an egg. You gotta put an egg in there to keep things sticky. And what else? Just a whole bunch of stuff, and then you mash it all together, and then you make little cylinders out of, well, not cylinders, spheres, balls, spheroids of meat, and then fry them up good, and then put them in the sauce and heat them up good, and make the pasta, and then put it on the pasta. And it was some gluten-free spaghetti und meatballs. And that's what I had yesterday. I don't know, today might be leftovers. There were some leftovers. of that. I don't think I have anything else particularly easily lined up. So yeah, maybe that. Probably leftovers are what's for dinner today. Leftovers indeed. Yeah, finding dinner in San Francisco was difficult. During the live stream, I mean, we had a few like big group dinners before and then after. That was easy. Obviously, everybody just went to the same place. But when we're all kind of fragmented on all our own schedules, I mean, like the guys went and got Five Guys. I couldn't obviously have that, so I think I had to. What did I do that day? I had to fend for myself for that day. We did try. There was this grilled cheese, American grilled cheese kitchen or something. Myself, MC Gamer, and Jay Sano, and who else was with us? Avidia. That was good. It didn't sit too well with me, possibly because of the richness of the cheese, but that was good. They had that place was interesting because the gluten-free bread that they used on their sandwiches was homemade gluten-free bread. So, oh, that's not how you make bread. Throw the wheat on the ground. There we go. And then that. All right, let's get our health back up. I do feel like there's a spider spawner beneath us, but we can't see it. Do we have any visual evidence of this? Oh, sorry. I meant... Oh, gosh darn it. I meant to, I meant to dig the ground to see if it would collapse, which is, in and of itself, not an entirely safe thing to be doing. Nope. Alright, we can't see it. We're not going to investigate. Oh, wow. We're going to investigate this. Good googly moogly. Look at that. There's all little stalagmites and tights. I think the tights come from the... The tights come from the sky, right? The mites are from the bottom. This is an amazing place we've discovered. Yet again. Hold on. I don't know that we've ever done a panoramic from a boat. Let's try to do a panoramic from a boat. Panorama-rama. Alright, let's start off by facing north here. Boop. 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 Oh, well, I guess we'll go 360. I gotta make that other one from the previous episode as well, still. Doing it. Doing it. One more. Perfecto. Very neat. What was I saying? Oh yeah, finding food. I wish I had known, but there was a Whole Foods within walking distance that I think it was probably that. Yeah, the Saturday night, I think, that I went, and I just got a big, you know, pre-mixed salad, which turned out pretty good, and I got a frozen rice bowl thing. Wow! This is a place. It's probably a dangerous place. Oh, yes, it is. But this is craziness. I'm going to run through here. Oh, I'm going to be a little bit more careful running through here. It's a creeper place, that's for sure. Look at these big pillars. It's like holding up the ceiling. Big open expanses. Oh, we got all this over here. Well done, Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. Wolfie thinks so too. But yeah, I kind of wish I had done more of that. I got that, and then I got a big container full of berries that MC Gamer appreciated. Just because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get it sick. I got to eat some fruits, so I got some berries. Everything was very fresh and whatnot. And yeah, I got one of those like frozen things, and there was a microwave at the place, at the studio, so I had a frozen thing, and it was like, it all probably came out cheaper than it would have had I gone out to eat. And I got some like iced teas because we were running out of waters. Everybody was dehydrated. We had a refrigerator full of Red Bull and silly energy drinks, but we always ran out of water. Who was responsible for that? Perhaps I could have been responsible for that. I don't think anybody stepped up to take control. I'm certainly not somebody who's going to do that, but yeah, I figured it out eventually, I guess. What else was I talking about? Yeah, what's for dinner? So yeah, a little bit of a segue there at the end about what's for dinner, but I think we got through it. We got through it together. We got through it together, indeed. Running out of questions here, everybody. Donate at farlandsofbus.com. Put in the comments section your question, and I'll get to it. Just like Blake did with 2 questions. You can even get 2 questions in. That's a deal right there. That's a right straight up deal, my friends. First question. You mention your sisters and nephew from time to time. Did they share your interest in gaming or root for you? Yeah, I mean, that was kind of, I've always drawn parallels to Let's Plays, this whole Let's Play phenomenon, to the couch gaming of, the late 80s and throughout the 90s. A lot of times you'd sit on the couch with your friends or your sisters, your brothers or whatever, specifically if there's just like a single player game, and you would either watch or take turns and just make stupid jokes at each other and talk. So it's kind of, I feel like it is very much an extension of that experience. Or if there's two-player stuff, you'd have a multiplayer experience with each other and saying stupid things and covering, hitting each other's controllers to try to mess each other up or whatever. So yeah, I don't know that they ever got so much into it. I mean, I do remember my dad has an Atari 2600, and when we were really young, we would, have that out for like a half hour at a time. He'd plug it all in, and then we'd play some stuff, and we like playing, Combat and Outlaw was like the little Western shooter thing, and there was the whole sports pack with Pong and little wacky, there was basketball. It was just two baskets, and you were just a little paddle, and the ball was a pixel, and you just had to bounce. It was pretty much Breakout, but instead of breaking out, we had Breakout too. We had the Empire Strikes Back, where you just fly around and shoot the walkers, the Imperial walkers. That's like all the game was. Your Pac-Mans, your Froggers. So I do remember playing that a lot with my sisters and stuff. All the way through Nintendo, we played a little bit there. I'm not sure, my older sister maybe not so much got into it after that. I don't remember that much about my sisters like playing games on their own. I feel like I was always there, so maybe I was more of a catalyst for that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I would play stuff even with the PlayStation, and the PlayStation 2 is when it started to just kind of become more of my thing. Although I do remember a very specific, speaking of the Let's Play scenario, a very specific memory I remember. The first day, or I got the PlayStation 1 for Christmas or whatever. One of the first games I got was the original Tomb Raider. We had a separate small tube TV set up down in the basement that we had the PlayStation hooked up to. And it was like literally, it had a dial to change the channels, the big chug, 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 and the vertical hold knob and everything. It was like a super old, legit cabinet TV that we plugged we had to have a converter to convert it to the coax cable from the RCA cables that came out of the PlayStation. But yeah, I distinctly remember playing, popping in the disc for the first time, brand new game, and my little sister there, and I was playing. It's a single player game, obviously, and like the best memory was on that first level. You walk around a corner, and it's a scripted event, but we obviously didn't know it was coming. Walk around a corner, and a wolf jumps out at you and barks, and it like both of us, even though she wasn't even playing. My sister jumped, I jumped, and I dropped the controller because it just surprised the heck out of me, and we just started laughing because it was just hilarious. Because up until then we had only played freaking Mario and stuff on the original Nintendo, and this was kind of the first time like a video game was ever, I know, PlayStation 1. Can't exactly call that realism, but it was real enough. It was different enough and next gen enough that it like frightened us, and we were just like laughing for like 10 minutes after that because we couldn't believe that we got scared by a video game. That's hilarious. And now there are entire YouTube channels dedicated to the jump scare scenario. I could say that I invented it. I would really like to make a hidey hole here, but this is all sand. Quickly now. Let's okay, this is where it's happening. Get out of the way, Torch. Alright, we've done it. Speaking of jump scares, I don't want to get jump scared here with a creeper. Come on, Wolfie! No, you're going too far. Yeah, have a seat. Good job. Yeah, just mind the gap. Alright. So yeah, that was a distinct memory of mine early on. So yeah, there were certainly a part, perhaps not, like I said, not as enthusiastic about the video games as I might have been. They'd never got into PC gaming. I remember them kind of playing like The Sims, maybe, and maybe playing like a little bit of Midtown Madness when I had that, but not they never really got into the PC gaming to the best of my knowledge. Oh, that was the first cough of the episode. I lasted this long. Almost made it to the end. But yeah, that was that. And the second question from Blake, I can get through it here. Will you do more donation goals again, like the Lego or the Buzz Cuts? I don't know. I mentioned this a lot of times, and I even mentioned this in regards to the Mindcrack Marathon. I'm not so much on the... that's wrong. On the stunt type, charity goal things, if you catch my drift. I don't know what I would do. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not so much... I certainly don't want to do, like, bad things, like, gets his chest waxed or something like that, and I have no problem, if people are comfortable doing that sort of thing. It's just not my style. It's not my style of charity work. So, I don't know. I maybe if we do start to run out the clock here for season 6 and we still have a lot to go, maybe I'll think of things. Certainly, I think before I would try stuff like that, then instead I would try like live streaming, doing like mini flobathons and trying to raise money through those before I would do stuff like that. But I can never say never about anything. We've got a long way to go here in Far Lands of Bust. A lot of opinions and tactics and ideas can change as we continue on, and I hope you stick around long enough to see those, and perhaps you will spawn your own offspring and they will end up following along as well and carrying on the Farlander torch for however long it burns. It burns! It burns so much. But, yeah, donate to Child's Play Charity, speaking of which, at farlandsandbust.com. Get your questions in. I literally have just one more question after this one, so you better get some in before the next episode, and I'll be sure to answer it then, or in a future episode. I do appreciate it. My name is Kurt. Ooh, grass. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. You ever get a pimple?